Progressive lawmakers are pushing President Biden towards nationwide rent control. They wrote a letter, how nice, that says, quote, end corporate price gouging in the real estate sector. The rent is too high and millions of people across the country struggling to stay stably housed as a result. And while Joe mulls it over, he's rolling out a plan to target landlords by using multiple federal agencies. But get this, more than 70% of rental properties are owned by individuals, many of whom are seniors and live off the payments. So basically, they want to kill all the seniors, Dana. You know what's funny?
Throw Granny off the cliff.
Yeah, throw Granny. Look, landlords, I'm a pro-landlord person. I'm not a landlord, but they got screwed for most of the lockdown. A lot of people didn't pay their rent, but they took it on the chin. Don't you support?
There was nothing that they could do. And then President Biden was pushed into trying to extend it by the squad. Remember this? The Cori Bush, congresswoman from St. Louis, she slept on the steps of the Capitol to make her point, even though Nancy Pelosi said, I don't think we can do this. It's not constitutional. They did it anyway. And guess what? It's not constitutional. Right. So that finally ended. But there are a lot of people who, in order to achieve the American dream, they figure out a way to buy some properties and then they rent them and then they build like that in terms of their nest egg. I really hate PR by letter. I've never liked that. Like, you wrote a letter, so now you're going to do a segment on the 5. However, this type of stuff is happening all across the country. They're trying to do it in Colorado now. But just look at big cities that you don't want to be like, in San Francisco, for example, or LA. It's not just the rent control, but if you prevent people from building new housing, guess what you're going to get? Less housing. When you have less housing, you have these problems where the rents go up because of supply and demand.
Exactly. It's all about supply and demand. It's not about price gouging. Though I have to say, Jesse, I think you would make an excellent slumlord. Not a landlord, but I think as a slum lord, somebody that no one ever sees, pulls up in like a really old Rolls Royce, drives by, throws your litter onto the ground, and then you drive on,
I would own projects up and down the East
I think
Coast.
you would be notorious. No one would know what you look like.
Why is the rent too damn high? Well, because mortgage rates are too high. Well, why are mortgage rates too high? Because interest rates are too high. Why are interest rates too high? Because inflation is too high. Why is inflation too high? Because we shut down the country, put all our factories in China, and spent trillions of dollars we don't have. So now the politicians that made the mistake want to fix the mistake that they made. You cannot let politicians fix their own mistake. They just have to stay out of it.
Yep.
Harold, you seem to think that there's something else going on here that we're not touching on, although you might agree with 80% of what we're saying.
82. It all comes back to China. But remember that guy that ran for mayor in New York said the rent
wore the
was
gloves.
Too damn high party. I mean, that was his whole. So look, high prices. I think what they're doing. I understand what they're trying to get at here, and they want the foundation of it is a blueprint for a renter's bill of rights to ensure that renters have some protections. Because as Jesse, I think, aptly said, the cost of housing has gone up for a variety of factors, and without question, interest rates, upward pressure on interest rates is what really is driving that. So you still have people needing a place to live. So rental properties and rental opportunities, or for that matter, are rising. So I get what the administration is trying to do. Is this absolutely the right way to do it? No, but if we all are going to focus on it, and we focus on two things, the cost of housing in the country, because if people can't live in the communities that we want them to work, whatever their job may be, there's a problem. And two, are those landlords, be they whatever you want to call yourself, landlords, are they being fair with those whom are renting? I think these are legitimate questions. I hope they get to the right answers. They're off to the good start, but I'm not sure that a rental cap is necessarily the right way to go about doing it.
Well, I think the difference is a landlord will fix the broken heater. A slumlord won't.
Yeah, that's why I think Jesse would be a slumlord. You'd be don't dare to dream.
Passive
Jesse.
income.
Yes, exactly.
Let them freeze.
Judge, I think the key word in rent control is control, right? It's always going to be about controlling something.
Yeah, well, if we have less housing than we need, so then the question is, why do we have less housing? Because we have more people, and we have more people thanks to Joe Biden.
You blaming Joe Biden for the pregnancy rates in the country?
I'm blaming him for 2.5 million people who came in the last, 2 years, and 900,000 gotaways. We've got millions of people more than we expected. And let me just say that, the landlords took a beating. during the pandemic. They took a beating. You know, they had tenants, many of whom were capable of paying, but who refused to pay because they knew that they had the upper hand. I don't like the federal government getting involved in this. I don't like anyone getting involved in this. I believe in free enterprise here, and you know, the cost of rent should depend upon the area and what people are willing to pay.
There you go. Did you get all that, slumlord?
That's right. And stop gentrifying my neighborhood.
Oh, really? Yes. Yes. That's
It's also another problem.
It's been destroying your income, hasn't it?
Oh, my God.
Oh, the fastest.
Hi, everyone. I'm Brian Kilmeade. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to click to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page. This is the only way that I know for sure that you're not going to miss any great commentary, any great news bites, any great interviews coming your way on Fox. You can get it all here on YouTube. So subscribe right now.